From San Francisco, California, this is the Rock and Roll Geek Show. This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name is Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. It's 7:08 p.m. when I'm recording this. This is day 5 of the Dog Days of Podcasting. Actually, the first official Dog Days podcast for me. I've been doing them for going on 8 days now, or 9 days now, but I am now in the Dog Days. I'm done with the Manitoba wrap-ups, although I think somebody left me a show review from Stockholm, a guy named Henrik, so I'll play that maybe on tomorrow or the next day. Tonight, I'm going to talk about the Hank Williams Jr. show I went to on Sunday night at the place called the Full Throttle Saloon at Sturgis. Drove to Sturgis, got tickets, drove to Sturgis from Sundance, where we played at the state fair or the county fair. Fun show, nice people there. Drove to Sturgis, drank all day, went to a few bars, did some bar crawling and had a slice of pizza. Then made our way to the Full Throttle Saloon, where I had never seen Hank Williams Jr. before. This place was absolutely insane. There must have been, just at that Full Throttle venue alone, there must have been 100,000 motorcycles in that place alone. People had, this is the Midwest, friends, freedom. They didn't check your bags, no bag checks. I could have brought a cooler full of beer in there. Nobody would have said anything. I saw bikers with knives hanging from their belts. I had my knife on my belt, my trusty Swiss Army, Swiss champ, with the case that goes to the belt that Kurt Crawford sent me. I believe Kurt Crawford sent me. That's coming in handy, Kurt. Thank you. Walked in with a knife. Nobody's checking anything. That's freedom, friends. That is called security. The clientele is the security, if you get my drift. Nobody's going to cause any shit with a bunch of bikers. So it was a good time. Had a couple of beers. Some girl opened up. She was kind of lame. I forget her name. But they had backing tracks and all the bullshit. It was kind of fake country. But then Hank Williams Jr. came on. Let me tell you something, friends. I had no idea that Hank Williams Jr. was that cool. This guy's more punk rock and more rock and roll than just about any I've ever seen. So the opening band had Kempers and stuff, and then no amps on stage. Hank Williams Jr., full of amps on stage. The guitar tech brought a stack of hats. He didn't do costume changes, he did hat changes. A stack of hats on the drum riser. He was so fucking cool, man. He took his hat and we just like sling it away, pick up another hat, plop it on. Here's the set list that I could find. So he opened up with If Heaven Ain't a Lot Like Dixie, I Don't Want It. I don't know all these songs. OD'd in Denver, then The Blues Man, Whiskey Bent and Hellbound. Then he did a George Thorogood song, Moving On Over, and Mind Your Own Business, which I think is a song of his. Oh no, that's his dad's song, right? Mind Your Own Business, Mind Your Own Business. Then something called The Conversation, which I don't know. I'm looking this up online. The Weatherman, and then he sat down. No. Then he changed guitar. He didn't sling this. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit buzzed, friends. I've been driving and stopped off and had some. We stopped off at a dive bar and had a few beers. I'm a little bit, little loose, if you get my drift. He would not put his guitar completely over like normally. He'd just sling it over his right arm. He was a badass, man. He was fucking badass. He was so cool. He played, he did a medley of Railroad Song, let me see, okay. Move It On Over and Mind Your Own Business, okay, then The Conversation, Weatherman, then he did All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight, which is isn't that on Monday Night Football? He goes, 10 Super Bowls. 35 years later, I wrote the motherfucking song, man. And then he did a song called I Like Girls. I really, 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 really like girls. I like females. And then he did Railroad Song, which sounds a lot like a Leonard Skinner song. I was going, is this that Skinner tune? Then he went into Give Me Three Steps. He had this guitar player he had. He had two guitar players. He had a harmonica player who also doubled on saxophone. He had a pedal steel player who also doubled on slide guitar. Then he had a rhythm guitar player who also played a little bit of solos. He had a female bass player who was a badass bass player. Then he had a drummer, and he had a keyboard player who was a ripping piano player. Played, I think he was playing a Nord keyboard, like Michael Schall from the Butlers plays. And then he had this other guitar player who was this rock guy. That son of a bitch was a badass guitar player. I do not know his name, but he was a badass. So they did Railroad Song into Give Me Three Steps. Then they did a Skinner, ZZ Top tune, Waiting for the Bus. Then he did a Hank Williams, another Hank Williams song. Then he moved over to the piano where he played grand piano. He did a little story talking about his dad and all these people whose, when he was 8 years old, his dad brought over Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, Johnny Cash, June Carter Cash, all these people who came over when he was 8 years old. So he proceeded to play You're Cheating Hard on the piano. Then he talked about Jerry Lee Lewis, and he ripped up a whole lot of shaking going on. He even played it with his feet. This guy was so badass, man. Then he moves over to the acoustic guitar. He sits down, he plays acoustic, and he's changing the tuning. He did like a medley, and he's changing the E string, like doing a drop D, ripping. I mean, ripping on the acoustic guitar. He did Outlaw Women, and then Dinosaur, which I'd never heard this song, Dinosaur. I love that tune. I may play that one tonight. Then he did There's a Tear in My Beer, All My Rowdy Friends Have Settled Down, and then I Walk the Line, Johnny Cash song. Then they pulled up the acoustic guitar. He did another hat change. He must have done 4 hat changes. Every time he would change hats was a badass. They brought out he played the fiddle as well. And when he finished playing his fiddle solo, he slung the bow into the crowd and then threw the fiddle to his tech. Then he played, that was Rich White Honky Blues. I think that was with the fiddle. Then he did the finale, Family Tradition, which was great. If you don't like Ludacris, if you don't like Kid Rock, if you don't like Run DMC, if you don't like Donald Trump, if you don't like this guy, if you don't like that guy, you can kiss my ass. The guy was just so cool, man. And now I'm a huge Hank Jr. fan. I'm late to the party, I know, friends, but I'm a huge fan now. So he walks off stage after Family Tradition. The band continues to play for probably another 5 or 10 minutes, just instrumental. I'm sure it's so Hank could get out of the venue, because getting out of there, it took probably 45 minutes to get out of the parking lot. And then another 2 hours to drive back to where we were staying in Sundance. Pardon me, I need to take a sip of this beer. I'm looking a little parched. I'm drinking a Kona Wave Liquid Aloha in the can. Was that what it's called? Kona Big Wave. All right, take a sip of this fine Kona. So if you have a chance to see Hank Williams Jr., it might be called a country show, but it was as rock and roll as any show I've ever seen in my life. That guy is so fucking cool, man. So now I'm a huge fan. I'm doing a deep dive into Hank Williams Jr. now. I'm going to play, it was either a toss-up between Man to Man and Dinosaur. I think I'm going to play Man to Man because it's a little bit more rock. Thank you for listening, friends. dogdaysofpodcasting.com, rockandrollgeek.com. Send me an email with your show ideas. I'm going to be talking about dead people as well, so send me your dead rock star stories, favorite memories of them, and then I'll play a song from them. Ozzy, who else we got? Tom Petty, whoever you have, send it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. All right, friends, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Here is Hank Jr., Man to Man.
Hey, St. Peter, give me cloud number 9 and tell my daddy that Junior's on the line. Oh, sweet Lord, some someday I'll be talking to you. Yeah, I wanna speak man to man with a man that used to moan the blues. No, I never had a chance to get to know the man the whole world knew as Hank. But I got to know some pretty famous rowdy friends, and they told me he was the king. I remember him singing about a lost highway up and down that same road too. Hell, my mama had me spending my younger days trying to fill my daddy's shoes. Well, now that I'm grown, I'm a man of my own. I think I know why lovesick sang the way he used to do. Yeah, I think I do. I bet $100 son or woman was the one that made my daddy sing the way he sang the blues. You know, I can't help but wonder if he was still with us, just what he would think about his little son he called Bocephus. Now it's rockin' Randall Hank. 'Cause I have been many a mile since I quit walking in his shoes. These days I've got my own style and my people love the blues. Living on the road doing one-night shows, yeah, I know about the hard life Mom and Daddy used to go through. Yeah, I sure do. In the sweet by and by, I'm gonna look him in the eye and I'm gonna shake the hand of the man that used to moan the blues. Hey, St. Peter, give me cloud number 9 and tell Hank Sr. that Junior's on the line. Oh, sweet Lord, tell him I got some real good news. Hey, I wanna speak man to man with the man who used to moan the blues. Yeah, I've been living on the road, seen a lot of things, broke a lot of hearts and a guitar string. I know what poor old Pappy was going through. We'll meet person to person and man to man, from South Alabama to the promised land. Wanna speak man to man with the man that used to moan the blues. I mean person to person.
All right, friends. I'm gonna give. If you're still sticking around, you get a bonus song.
Hey man, them ain't high heel sneakers, and the show don't look like cowboy boots, and that ain't rock and roll you're playing, and it sure ain't country or rhythm and blues. You're singing a song about making love to your drummer. Well, gay guitar pickers don't turn me on, and we don't all get into Donna Summer. Do you happen to know any old Hank Williams song? 'Cause you see, I'm a dinosaur. I should have died out a long time before. Have pity on a dinosaur. Hand me my hat, excuse me man, but where's the door? Used to be, I had a lot of fun in this old hangout. We get stoned at the jukebox and stay out of fights. Now and then, light a little smoke in the truck out back. Oh, then a little old Jim Beam and we get right. And you know these flashing lights sure make me dizzy. And this disco's very strange to my ear. It looks like 'cause you see, I'm a dinosaur. Should have died out a long time before. There's a whole lot of dinosaurs. Give us our hats. Excuse me, man, but where is the door? Get us our hats. Excuse me, man, where's the door?
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.